Sometimes, when I make a great effort, I can remember her scent, the sweetness of her breath. Serena. Serena? Why can't I see you more clearly? Like this was taken on that crisp winter night at our mutual friend's hunting lodge. We came back indoors, laughing, giddy as teenagers. It was truly like an enchanted time, like we were in a magic circle where no sorrow or pain could touch us.
Дорогие друзья, я не знаю, меня слышно или нет, надеюсь, меня слышно. Это игра от создателей таких игр, как Шорох, первая, вторая часть, но они у меня не запустились на компьютере, потому что уже старенькие. А вот эта игра Serena называется, она запустилась. Но в скором времени еще одна выйдет игра от тех же разработчиков. Но, по-моему, в этом или в следующем году, забыл, как она будет называться, но такая же будет, примерно по атмосфере. Так что всем приятного просмотра.
I still sharing meals with a good red wine was one of the... We had such a wonderful time dining in this cabin. Serena loved to experiment with her cooking. So much wisdom and happiness in this bookcase. My life would have been much poorer without all this. The smell of old books is intoxicating. What happens to wood pulp as it ages gives it that distinctive vanilla smell. I loved it when we took down one of my favorites and curled up on the bed to read together as the wind howled outside on cold winter nights. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I? Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I? No, of course not. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I? No, of course not. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I? No, of course not. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. I didn't let most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. So many afternoons spent in this armchair. This window never got much attention. Then again, the view isn't nearly as spectacular. Priorities, right? I guess there's probably nothing out there that I want to see anyway. All the stuff I care about is inside. Well, except for Serena. This one wobbles. I always meant to do something about that, but somehow never got around to it. This used to be her favorite spot. She used to sit here, put her legs on the table, lean back. The furniture came with the cabin. Considering how off the beaten path this place is, that helped make up our mind.
Come sit with me. I want to talk. And cuddle.
What did we talk about? Damn this fallible memory of mine. Truth be told, not all the cooking she did was a resounding success. We agreed to never attempt doing ravioli again. I should probably eat. Can't remember the last time I ate. Yet I don't feel hungry. Sometimes she would brush her leg against mine under the table when we were eating. A curious, sensual thrill. The table is worn but sturdy, just like our relationship was. Or is. I just don't know anymore. Our dining table. I could tell plenty of stories about this table. The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. Our dining table.
You always put too much salt in, dear. Think about your pressure.
She always worried about my diet. I used to think she did it to annoy me, but now... Yep, guilty as charged. I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece. It's not the healthier type. The dining table was... I always planned to switch to our dining table. I must be... It's not the... I could... The dining... Our dining... It's not... I could... It's not the healthier type. Just regular table salt. The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. Our dining table. I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece. Come, love, with peace in your heart, said Niamh of the ice blue eyes. Blue eyes. It's based on an Irish folktale. Niamh is of the faithful, weird mix of doggerel and artistry. I've always been drawn to things that are kind of both good and bad at the same time. Maybe because that's so like life. Something draw. We use this trunk to store trinkets. It's too painful. I want to, but not yet. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our early years. She made this with her own hands. She was really good.
Look what I made, hun, in case we ever need to sweep something under the carpet.
Our refuge from the world. Sometimes the furniture came with the cabin, but the bedclothes we brought with us. A place like this needs some luxury. But without her, there are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in my head. Quite a large armoire. We all have our skeletons. I'm not sure why, but maybe later. Maybe later. There's nothing of interest inside the closet. She adored all things of nature. Curiously, maybe I should have... A plant is a... I say these things. We have much more. She's fairly religious. She always thought her faith... No, I don't feel like being admonished by a deity right now. She used to keep magazines, paperback novels, usual stuff on these nightstands when we were staying here. I feel too restless to... There are no monsters under the bed. I feel too restless to sleep right now. I don't sleep well without... There are no monsters. I don't sleep. There are no monsters. I feel too restless. I don't sleep well without Serena next to me. both a blessing. There are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in my head. No, I don't want to leave right now. There's still something for me in here. I'm a casual dresser. No need to change clothes right now. Now, we have much more interesting things than this plant inside the cabin. For some reason, she would always bring... Don't think Serena would approve of me making an even bigger mess of the cliff. There are no monsters.
See the pan?
No trapdoor. I always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when it was my turn to tidy up. My grandma introduced a weird mix of doggerel and artistry. The elemental imagery is evocative, but the language is big enough for... We hated guns, so we never had any, even out here. The dining table was well worn even when we... Our dining table. I could tell The dining table was well... My love. Serena... Our dining table. I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece. I have more... I think it dates from the colonial era. Probably brought over by the Pilgrims. I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I? No. Of course not. The most comfortable spot in the cabin. I can make out nothing through this window. The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the... I better... There's always a... There's nothing for me out there.
The rug's all crooked again.
And no trap door under there. Just more creaky floor. It's a beautiful day. Though there's an... I've always loved the... We used to keep a picture of... I feel too restless to sleep right now.
That looks interesting. You can always try it.
I needed something. She's beautiful, but what's her obsession with dolphins? The clock is a trophy from our flea. The ticking begins to feel homey after... There's a thick layer of dust and an almost invisible outline where we kept the water pitcher. Unlike its sibling, it's deep into summer, so there's a few hours left until it gets dark.
Dearest, how do I say any of this? I like your way with words, but if I don't write this, I don't know what I'll do. My life feels so unreal now, dreamlike, but wonderfully so. Let me try, even if clumsily. The hours I spent with you when we last met are precious to me. I was so lost such a short time ago. Everything seemed drained of color and feeling. I think we were meant to find each other, to bring meaning to our lives again, make sense of the confusion shrouding both of us. When we stepped into the crystal silence of the snowy woods, away from the chatter of the guests, all nature seemed expectant, as if holding its breath, witnessing a rare moment of something infinitely better than what life in the ordinary run of things has to offer. Do you remember how the light crust of the snow glittered in the reflected light of the country house? How the copse of trees in which we walked was haloed with a magical aura? I felt the chill of the night air, and you opened your coat and enfolded me in your arms, and we hugged tight, sharing the warmth, sharing the only thing any of us have to share on this earth when you think about it.
Somewhere in here, in our private refuge, there must be something that reminds me of her. Pretty shambolic, isn't it? The organ... We were never that big on appearance. This dresser contains most of her things. These keys are for the cabin and the car. If the keys are here, does she have her spare? I should probably stay... We did have... We did. I never noticed it before, but there's some rust on the ring. Should get a new one. They prevent my blood. I'm generally not fond of taking medication. I find it hard to believe ingesting a few chemicals will do me much good in the long run. Comme une évidence, Serena's favorite perfume. I always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when this door has been... I have this gut feel there's nothing for me out there.